Hi, this is Tahir. Let's review the hosting controller newly developed product Active Directory self-service portal. We can view the information by accessing the hosting controller website. Under the product section, you can see AD self-service portal. This is a very convenient product for an IT companies to reduce the support request to administrate AD modification request. AD self-service allow AD user to change password, modify AD profile and unlock their AD accounts. Whole this information is listed on this website, the key feature of the admin interface and user interface. But let's start with a from the beginning to install this application on our machine. Uh, this application can be installed on any machine, even on your personal system as well. There is no need that this standalone machine should be a part of the domain controller. So it can be residing at any location, and it will communicate with the domain controller using LDAP protocol. At backend, this application use SQL Server uh, to store its database, and you can have any SQL version, even SQL free edition, which is SQL Express, or any latest version 2019, 2020 as well. To install the application, just right click on it, run as an administrator. By the way, ASP.NET 4.8 should be installed as well on this machine, because this application is purely developed in MVC. So on this section, it will ask for the database credentials. Insert the SQL Server connectivity information. SQL administrator credentials. The installation is very simple, just few clicks after you inserting the database connectivity. After the completion of installation, there will be two different URL. One URL is to access the system administrator interface, and the second is for the customer facing URL. And we can see the website in the IS manager. This is the website. If you want to bind this website on any other address, then you can simply modify its binding. Okay, so let's open the address in I will open in any other application, Microsoft Edge. Okay, remember that this address will be for the to access the system administrator of this tool. First time you can log in with this utility with the username admin and password admin, and once you log in, it will enforce to change the administrator password. Here we can set the new password. Okay, for the first time, after we access, we need to add the domain controller. Remember that we can have we can add multiple domain controller to different domain controller to allow uh, that particular domain user to access the interface and modify their Active Directory attribute, password, or unlock their AD users. So let's add one domain controller. I have my test domain controller. This is my lab domain controller, and let me insert its credentials. Okay, insert the fully qualified domain name here. Insert the admin credentials. This is the step where our application will connect with this domain controller using LDAP protocol. If you have configured the certificate at the domain controller, then you can export the certificate and apply on this machine where this application is installed. Then you can connect using TLS or SSL protocol. For now, I will go without this setting and click on check connectivity. After the successful connection, I will insert the domain controller FQDN below and give any user-friendly name to this domain controller. So at this stage, uh, I have added the domain controller. After this, customer of this AD can access the interface and enroll themselves to perform different action. But going to the customer interface, let's see what option and feature is available at the admin interface. Dashboard, you can see the total activity has been performed on monthly basis, total user enrolled, or license capacity information can be visible, as well as other daily activity that user has performed in this portal will be displayed on the dashboard. In the configuration section, there are different policy like basic policy where you can define whether user can update their profile, change password, reset password. You can enable or disable any particular policy for the customer. And in the advanced policy, you can define the number of attempt, for example invalid attempt to block any users. This is a very basic settings that you can specify as per your company policy. Password policy, you can set any set of policy to enforce customer to when they change the password, then this password policy should be enforced by the uh, Active Directory self-service portal. For the profile, these are you can enable or disable any profile in case you want that let's say pager should not be displayed in the customer interface, then you can simply disable it. uh, Other application or other attributes like company which is not enabled, you can simply turn it on or turn it off as per. It is very easy to configurable. So once it is done, then let's move to another section, multi-factor authentication. There are predefined multi-factor authentications type. Um, Also, you can integrate any SMS gateway of your region to send any verification code in case customer want to unlock uh, their account, or at the time of login, that multiple factor can be enabled at this particular action. The given multi-factor authentication, Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, or AD security questions. This at the first time when user will enroll, these question will be set of question will be displayed at the customer interface. In the admin section, the administrator can modify its password display setting, it is very easy to rename any text that is visible on the UI. Even you can have the language in any other language. You can simply add the language. Google reCAPTCHA you can enable or disable for any particular section in here. Product license key, this is this application product license key which is apply on number of enroll AD object. Exception, if there any error appear on the UI, then that particular error will be captured and display in here. SMTP configuration, you can set this setting whenever any activity has been performed by the utility and send email notification, so it's better to configure the SMTP setting. Different type of audit reporting is provided in this interface, where you can apply filter by applying the condition on date, month, weekly or daily, or even you can search an action for a particular user. Different type of auditing reporting is available in this section. So now let's jump to the customer interface. Now let's see that how a AD object will enroll in this application to perform different action. Let me go to the my test lab AD. Let me reset one of the user password so we could access it. I don't remember the password, that's why I'm resetting. If you know the password, then you do not need to perform this action and can log in directly at the customer interface. So this is the customer facing interface. Remember that this whole interface is very easy to customize. You can change the logo or color schema as well. So let's try to log in. Also, if customer once a user has enrolled, then if he forgot the password, then he can reset its password without opening an incident or support ticket to the system administrator. So once we log in, there will be in our configuration we have enabled to security question. This question will be used in case customer try to reset its password or unlock their AD account. So insert questions and click enroll. Once it is enrolled, then this users can perform those different action. They can change their AD image, edit the profile. Let's try to edit the profile. So you can modify different value, any value you set here. Okay, extension attribute, company name, and click save setting. We can verify whether this value has been updated in the AD or not. Let's go to my test domain controller. This was the account. These are the value that I have modified. Let's see the extension attribute. See, these are the test values that I have given in the profile, and country etc has been set. So let's change the password as well. It will ask for the existing password. We can insert the new password. Okay, so password has been modified. Now we can re-log in with the new account. So we have successfully accessed the new account. Now let's see to modify the image. The image has been updated at this interface. If we try to go back to the add-one interface and go to the dashboard section, refresh it, it has updated the statistics for the activity that has been performed. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you.